Hello y'all, and welcome to YoungFolk Knits. Today I have a bit of quilting inspired projects. I also have a new cast on, a summer dress, and some spinning. So let's chat. Hello y'all, and welcome to YoungFolk Knits. My name is Casey, and on this channel I share all about my love of fiber arts. So there's lots of knitting, sewing, spinning, crochet, whatever else we might be up to at the moment. And I also occasionally share about living on a small farm here in Arkansas. So if any of that sounds like it might be your cup of tea, then make sure and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any future video content. Today I have a lot of sewing actually I want to chat about. I have a new cast on which took me by surprise, and just a little bit of a catch up. First of all, I wanted to share what I'm wearing. I always forget to talk about what I'm wearing, but this week a new pattern is being released from Madeline Southwick, or Madswick Sewing, and it's the Delft dress, which I got to test sew, and it was a lot of fun. I tested it with my friend Mega from Skeins of Dreams, and we both wanted to do a full bust adjustment, and I love the fact that Madeline included it in her pattern. So she shows you how to do a full bust adjustment. I sewed my dress out of some summery gingham from Merchant and Mills, which I actually bought at U Fibers, one of my favorite places to buy fabric. This dress has a little bit of everything. It has a cute little puffy sleeves. It has a rounded square neckline that you finish off with bias binding. I love bias binding. I think it's fun and very neat. It has a curved waist, which begins your gathered skirt, and the gathered skirt is what makes this dress really special because it has all of these gathered geometric pieces. There's some scalloped edging before you start the bottom of the tiers. There's multiple tiers, and it's just really fun. It's not difficult though, even though you have all these different pieces. I sewed the top half of the dress in one evening, and I sewed the bottom half of the dress on another night, and it was a lot of fun to just work through it. I love how twirly it is, and making this in different fabrics, you're going to get a lot of different looks. So I opted for just a summery linen gingham, and I really like how it turned out. If you do a solid color, then I think you're going to be able to really let the scalloped gathered tiers shine on the skirt. You're going to be able to see it really well. I also think that if you do a really sort of fancy, maybe even a linen silk blend, you're going to get a really nice fancy dress that you would want to wear out. This one I think could be styled very casually, or you could dress it up depending on what you wear with it. But I'm enjoying dressing it down a little bit for the hot summertime. It's super breezy and extremely comfortable. There's no zippers, there's no buttons. It's a great little pull-on dress. I really like it. Like I said, I think that the fabric you choose can make a big difference in what the end result is going to look like. And I think this is going to be so cute to pair with different knit cardigans this fall, paired with some knit socks, and just wear it with my Blundstone boots probably. I think it'll be perfect transition. Okay, while we're talking about sewing, I also pulled back out a project that I want to hurry up and finish because I need a project bag. I want it to be a big project bag for a sweaters quantity. In fact, sometimes I like to have a project bag that's big enough, more like a tote, that I can fit a sweater that I'm working on plus a smaller project like maybe some socks or a hat. But I like to be able to put multiple projects in the same bag so I can carry that one thing around with me. And I decided I needed a quilted tote bag for that. So I pulled this back out. This is a quilt star that I just pieced together. I didn't really follow a pattern. This is one of those that you can make just using squares. So you cut multiple squares the same size, and then you can cut the squares in half to make triangles, and those triangles can make up the edges of the squares. And what I wanted to do was hand quilting. I wanted that big stitch, hand quilted look that you see a lot with visible mending, and this is the look that my husband's grandma and all of her family members used on the quilts that they passed down to my husband and that we have now. A lot of them were made in the 30s, the 20s, the early 1900s, and they've got this really pretty hand-stitched, sort of big stitch quilted look to them. It's not perfect. You can tell it's hand done, and I love that. I think it makes it really special, and I wanted that same look for this quilted tote. So I was very happy that I was able to follow along on a class from the sponsor of today's video, which is Craftsy. Craftsy is an online learning community where literally millions of DIY lovers, makers, and crafters like ourselves can find inspiration and learn new skills. If you've been here long, you may remember that Craftsy played a pivotal role in my spinning journey. Being able to get on and see these expert instructors showing me visually, teaching me step by step exactly what I needed to do, really talking me through each aspect of spinning made such a difference. And since Craftsy has such a wide range of topics, it continues to be my go-to when I need to learn a new skill. And I really wanted this hand quilted piece to both look nice and last the test of time. So when searching for this technique, I found the class Big Stitch Quilted Clutch, which is taught by Jessica Marquez. I love this class because Jessica not only teaches you how to make this adorable quilted clutch, which I think would be perfect to hold different knitting tools or sewing tools. It's just a really cute accessory bag. It's a quick project, but she really helps you work through the big stitch quilting process. If you want to do the clutch, which I think is adorable, you have different flaps, you can add a strap. She talks about different stitch patterns, which you can do for the quilting, and I think that's really nice. I'm going to take that into so many different projects. Craftsy is just the perfect platform for multi-craftual makers like us. So whether your interest is sewing, baking, quilting, drawing, watercolor, crochet, spinning, whatever skill you'd like to own, they have expert instructors and a great community. And that's why I am so excited to be partnering again with Craftsy this month. So the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description can receive a 1-year premium membership for only $1.49. This is valid for new members only, and you can activate this by scanning the QR code on my screen or by clicking the link in my description. So if you want to up your craft game, then make sure not to miss out on this amazing offer. Thank you so much, Craftsy, for sponsoring today's video. So I am also going to link a tutorial for the actual bag shape that I'm using for this tote, and it gives a lot of instructions on cutting your pieces out as well. I think that is the size that I'm going to do. I have some cotton webbing that I've already pulled out, and I'm going to use that for the straps. And I think this is just going to be a really nice big sweater quantity bag to hold my projects in. I am almost completely done with the hand quilting on this, and then I think what I'm probably going to do is machine quilt the back panel because it's not going to be as visible, or if I do hand quilt it, I'm just going to do a lot of widely spaced quilting on it so it'll go a little bit faster. I only have this one more row at the top here to do, and hopefully it'll go by fairly quickly.
Scrolling on my phone, mind gets caught, lying to myself. I'm greener grass, dream another life, one that's not so hard. I can get lost down that dangerous foundation strong, build with bricks instead of straw. Gratitude, wiser have learned to nourish their own. Life is not in the escape, learning to embrace, happy or sad, all feelings will come. Doesn't matter what we have, grounding is key. Finding an angle of peace, loving what is. Finally, I've learned not to fool myself. Loving what is. Finally, I've learned not to fool myself. Loving what is.
Rosie's a salty heifer. You want to see what happens when you pet Rosie?
So a little update on my knitting progress. I am working away on my test knits. I'm still working on my project for Sari Nordland, which is the Laulu tee. So I haven't made just a ton of progress since last week when we chatted. I do have both sleeves done. Everything at the top is completely done, including the neckline. I just need to finish the body, and that should not take me too long. I want to finish that this week. That's my goal. And I am using the Wandering Flock Cotton Lino base for this in the color Pyrite. And I think it's going to be really cute because I've also cut out a pair of Protea pants that I'm sewing in this oatmeal linen. And I think that's going to be a really pretty summer outfit to pair these two together. So I want to hurry up and get the Protea pants finished sewing. It's just a super lightweight, well, I wouldn't say just extremely lightweight, but it's a very flowy linen, and I think it's going to be very breathable, and I like the pleats on the pants. I think it'll pair really nicely with this top. But that needs to be finished this week. I'd like to have that off my needles. And something else just sort of jumped on my needles this week. I don't know exactly what happened, but I saw Cheryl from Coco Amour Knits new sweater that she's been teasing, the Peatland sweater. I had zero chill, zero self-control, and so I decided I pretty much had to test this new pullover that she's releasing. I love it so much. It's a circular yoke, and it's a little dramatic. It has a really pretty motif that is very Fair Isle reminiscent, I think, because you don't have to catch floats. Everything is just within, 3 stitches or so. I love that. And I was back and forth on some different yarns. I thought about holding a Surrey with a lace weight yarn, which I think would have been absolutely lovely. But Mega from Skeins of Dreams told me I should try out the Rowan felted tweed in this pattern, and she was right. I do have some Rowan felted tweed, and I only needed to order like one color, and so I ordered this black tweed, and that is the top of my yoke. I really love it. I think it's dramatic and beautiful, a perfect background. And then for my main color, I'm using this, I'm not sure, is this cumin? What color is this? I'll put it in the description, but it's a nutty brown color. So it is my floral motif, and then it is going to be the sleeves and body of my sweater as well. Then for my second contrast color, I am using clay, which is a light gray tweed with hints of blue in it. So it is this color right here, and then it's the center of some of these flowers, and then it is also going in this final little motif here at the bottom of the yoke, and I think it's going to be really fun. I am knitting this at a 19 stitch gauge, which the pattern calls for. And I know that for a lot of people that might be a bit of an airy sweater on this DK weight yarn, but I think that this yarn blooms beautifully. And I'll just be honest, I don't like a stiff sweater. I live in Arkansas where even the winters don't get that cold. I mean, you know, we get in the teens or the single digits some days. So I think this is going to be nice. It's very drapey. This yarn, the Rowan felted tweed, it has alpaca in it, it has wool, and then it has the tweedy bits. But it has a lot of drape, and I love that. I also think that this could have a wide range of gauges that you knit it up at. I definitely think you could knit this up at a sport weight gauge, and I'm knitting it all the way at a 19 stitch gauge. So I think there's a lot of room there. I think you could go from 24 stitches to, you know, 19 like I'm doing right now. And I think it's going to be great because even though it has all the floats for the double layer of yarn, is not going to be too overwhelmingly hot, and that is exactly what I'm going for. So I think this is going to be lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, a bit of spinning. Tour de Fleece has come and gone, and it was a blast. I think we had a lot of fun on Team Fleece Force. We got a lot of spinning done. I personally didn't get a lot of spinning done. I did get to work on my support spindle spinning, and I finished up my pressed flowers cardigan spin, and I am almost done with plying my singles, and I think that they just turned out so cute. Absolutely beautiful and dreamy with the gold, the yellow gold mixed in with the rusty reds, some blues and browns. I think it's going to be the perfect contrast color to mix in with my blue sport weight yarn that I got from Red Stag Fibers. I think it's going to be so much fun to knit and so special because I really enjoyed spinning the contrast color for my sweater. I have been in a full fish grill summer mode. I love everything about fish everything, and ever since the day it was released, I have been dying to knit a halibut sweater from Caitlin Hunter, and I just have not had the time. I haven't made the time, but I am going to. And I thought actually it would be really fun to spin my contrast color for it. So I got this BFL fiber from Sonder Yarn Co. from Melissa. I don't think she has much of this left. I know that there's not a lot on the website, so I had to snatch some up, and it's a BFL Masham fiber blend. It's 75% BFL and 25% Masham, and it's just absolutely lovely. I think it's going to be the perfect gray to spin up for my contrast color. I have got a Brooklyn Tweed Shelter dark charcoal color, which I think I want to use that for my main color. And then I think this will be really nice for my contrast color. And I'm probably going to do a 3-ply so that I can try to get it bouncy enough to hold with the worsted weight Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited to get started on that. And then maybe this fall I will be ready to knit this sweater. I'm highly obsessed with the new salmon light sweater that she released in the fingering weight. It's a 26 stitch gauge, which 26 stitch gauge colorwork sweater makes me cry a little bit, but I also think maybe I can adjust it to be a little bit of a bigger gauge, so maybe knit it at like a 24 stitch gauge and go down a size, and that would be a fabric that I like a little bit better, super drapey and more doable for me to actually get it finished. I have those plans. It may be a fish girl fall for me. Should we do a fish girl fall knit along where we knit all kinds of fishy things, like fish inspired sweaters you would wear while you were fishing, fish motifs? Am I crazy, or would this be fun? Let me know what you think, and we'll mull this over. So last week I was chatting about the fact that I found the Hamish Macbeth TV series, and it was included in Prime. It was a recommendation. So when I was chatting about that, I had multiple people tell me I needed to read the books. So I've looked on Libby, and the first book was available, and I checked that out. I'm excited. I'm going to try that out. I think it is going to be a lot of fun. I'm also excited because I am highly obsessed with autobiographies. I love reading autobiographies. I read them all the time, and even weird ones from people that I don't even know who they are. If it looks interesting, I'll read it. And a new one that just came out is JFK, Public-Private Secret. So I read the one that was released about Jackie Kennedy from this same author, who is J. Randy Taraborelli. So when this one from the author was released about JFK, I was very excited. So I ended up grabbing that. I have not started it yet, but it is queued up and ready to go. I think it's got to be interesting. I also just feel like there's so many things we'll just never know. There's a lot of speculation about the Kennedys, and there's so many things we'll just never know. Is it true or is it not? Which just makes it more intriguing. So a few other things we've been up to this week. It's full summer garden mode. We have so many tomatoes ready right now at the same time. Gallons and gallons of them. So we have been canning some tomato juice. Brandon's parents have always canned tomato juice, and they do it in a very particular way, which I think tastes delicious. So we had his mom can tomato juice with us this year, and that was a lot of fun. It's hot work, but it's a lot of fun, and the kids got in on it too, so they are going to carry on the tradition, hopefully. And it's so satisfying to look at a counter just completely full of quarts and quarts and quarts of canned tomato juice. Need to do some pickles as well, but I don't know if it's gonna happen this year. I'm kind of tired. Watermelons and cantaloupes have been coming off, and they're so delicious and sweet and exactly what I need. I need lots of hydration during this hot season. All right, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoy videos like this, then please give it a thumbs up, and you can also hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any future video content. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know if we should do a fish girl fall knit along. Let me know what you think. And until next time, happy knitting, y'all.